It is my pleasure to welcome back to the program, live from Nova Scotia, our good friend TJ Grant. TJ, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Looking forward to UFC on Fox 6. Looking forward to seeing you fight Matt Wiman. But TJ, your 10th fight now in the UFC, and still you haven't fought on the main card.
Oh, it's all good, man. I feel like I'm taking steps in the right direction. Lots of people are going to get to watch this fight, just like my last one, and I got a great opponent. Has all the makings to be a really exciting fight. So, I'm just going to not think about the whole main card thing. Just get out there and do what I'm supposed to do that night, and the rest is going to take care of itself. I know that.
And I know it will, and you have looked very, very impressive at lightweight. 3-0 now at lightweight, taking on Matt Wiman, who is a very tough fighter. Now 4-0 at lightweight, rather. Kevin's giving me some wrong information.
No,
here,
3-0.
What's going on here?
I
don't know. He's trying to correct me off the air here, TJ. I don't know. I know what I'm saying. 3-0. 3-0 at lightweight. But we've talked about it before, right? As far as getting on a main card. I mean, it's weird. I mean, I looked at Wiman, who, has been in the UFC for a while now, and he's been a co-main event, actually, of a UFC pay-per-view here in Montreal. So it's just kind of weird. And I know it's going to happen at some point, but at this point, it's just kind of strange more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to exposure, and I just haven't got the exposure. My last few fights have been making noise, but before that, it's winning one, losing one, and with the move to lightweight, I just feel like I control my own destiny. I feel great, and again, like I know the winner of this fight is definitely going to be in a great position. The next opponent, it's got to be a top 10 fighter, highly ranked individual, I would assume. We're both knocking on the door, and I think the winner's going to definitely get a lot of doors open for him. It's going to be another tough fight. So, I'm looking forward to, just doing what I got to do on January 26th, not really looking too much beyond that, but, I got my work cut out for me with Matt Wiman.
And, of course, UFC 152, a fight of the night performance, you getting the win over Evan Dunham. How much did that fight of the night bonus, help things and make things nicer?
Oh, it helps a lot, especially when it's your last fight on the contract. It's good. I'm always happy to get a win, and any way I can do that is my goal. But, to go out there and have the type of fight we did, especially, having our fight, being pulled from the main card like 3 weeks out, everything just worked out great. I mean, we went out there and we threw punches at each other for 3 rounds, and, I felt good about it. Going into the fight, I felt like, we were kind of slagged a little bit when we got pulled off the main card, and, we went out there and kind of showed that we definitely shouldn't have been, and it all worked out great.
And it was definitely a big win for you. Now coming up against Matt Wiman, he's a guy that's never been submitted, and you've won now 12 of 19 via submission. Are you looking to be the first guy to tap out Matt Wiman?
I'm always looking to finish any fight. I can get in there and get out of there quicker than 3 rounds. That's always a goal. I'm just going to go out there and fight, man. And, I'm not scared to go for a submission. I'm not scared to throw punches. I'm not scared to go into anywhere in this fight. I feel comfortable. I feel confident. I feel, I'm a well-rounded fighter. I feel like I have no glaring weaknesses. There's always things that I feel like I need to improve on. I do feel like I have weaknesses as a fighter, but every fighter should, and you're always trying to improve. And I feel like comfortable, though, to get in the UFC and fight anyone. And, this is no different.
Now, you just won a fight of the night bonus. It helped a lot. Your opponent, Matt Wiman, has won 4 of them. Do you feel like the chemistry between the two of you is going to create another one of those bonuses for come next Saturday night?
I try not to really think about that. It always creeps into your mind, like, just because, it helps. I mean, we're trying to, look after ourselves and our families, our future, and all that other stuff. And but again, hey, I know I'm a willing participant in going out there. I'm not saying I'm going to go throw caution to the wind and slug it out every time I get in the ring, but I'm just up for fighting and engaging my opponent for 15 minutes. And, however that plays out, it plays out. But, I'm always ready to go to war. And, I'm sure he is too. And, it's all going to depend on, how we can execute our game plans. If I do what I want to do, the fight's going to be over real quick. So, hey, we'll see what happens.
Now, you talk about being willing to go to war, and you definitely are. We've seen you in some amazing fights, and we've never seen you knocked out. Does that kind of add to your willingness to go and throw down and really, go all out in a fight, knowing that you've got a pretty good chin and you've never been knocked out?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to boast that one because, I mean, it happens. It happens to everybody at some point in their life. And, hey, I don't really, I don't really get rocked by punches often, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to jinx myself. But, I definitely feel confident on the feet. I've taken good shots. I feel good about that. And, as is Matt Wiman, I've seen him take some pretty good ones in his fights. So, I wouldn't mind being the first to put him to sleep.
Well, as far as your chin goes, has it ever come close? Have you ever been knocked out in practice? I mean, it's very impressive to look at, 7 years, 26 fights, and 0 knockout losses. Usually somebody's got one somewhere. I think Wiman was knocked out at one point in his career by a flying knee. So
yeah, I mean, you
Wiman,
get in there, it can happen to anybody, and I always go in there and I never want it to be me, and that's my, the biggest fear of any fighter is just to not perform. And I feel like if that were to happen, I wouldn't, be able to perform what I wanted to do. And it's not something I really think about. If somebody says they've never been hurt in practice or rocked by a punch or felt a punch, they're lying. I mean, we go out there and we train hard. We definitely, we go after each other, but I've never been put unconscious, and that's that's a good thing.
You ever been choked out?
Yeah, we I've never been like violently choked out by somebody who's actually trying to choke me out, but just in jiu-jitsu class, I'll tap, and as I'm tapping, like things are shutting off, and then they let go, and it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
We actually had a guy, Dustin Dennis, up for a seminar here a few months ago, and I choked like 4 times just showing moves, man. It was pretty crazy, but it's all good. I don't think that really hurts your brain too much. I hope anyway.